time, weather, and...
Hello and welcome to Driving with Todd. And I'm Todd. Hello everyone. Tommy James and the Shondells. Great band. Had a lot of big hits in the 60s. Love that group. Well, in December 1968, they released their sixth studio album. I can't believe they had six albums up to that point. That album's called Crimson and Clover, and it was their move into psychedelic music. The album's fantastic, but they had three singles off that album. Two came out prior to the album. The first one was Do Something to Me. Great song, hit number 38 on Billboard's HOT 100 singles chart, so it broke top 40. It's a great song. I'm surprised it didn't go further than that. The second single that came out prior to the release of the album was Crimson and Clover itself. That song reached number one on Billboard's HOT 100 singles chart. Big major hit for Tommy James and the Shondells. The single's about 3.5 minutes long. The album version is about 2 minutes longer. It's about 5.5 minutes long, and it's great. It's got some great guitar work in it, and I love the wah-wah pedal in there. I love wah-wah pedal, and that's a wah-wah pedal song. I mean, it's just a great track. The album itself reached number 8 on Billboard's 200 album chart, so it did really well on the charts. So people were buying this album, and I think it was due to the song Crimson and Clover. Well, in June of 1969, they released a third single from the album, and that was Crystal Blue Persuasion. A little bit slower track, but it still has a lot of psychedelic realm to it. That reached number 2 on Billboard's HOT 100 singles chart. So they had a lot of monster hits off of this particular album. Those aren't the only three great tracks on the album. The whole album is so good. It's my favorite Tommy James album. It's just a fantastic album. But there's one song on there that I always felt should have been a single. And I think they would have gotten a top 10 hit out of it if they would have released it as a single. And that is Sugar on Sunday. I love that song. That's written by Tommy James and Mike Vale. Mike Vale's the bass player for the Shondells. And it just, they didn't do it. They should have done it. I mean, it's a great, great song. I'm not sure why it wasn't released. But I'll tell you what. There was another group that decided it was a great song and thought we should release this as a single. Who's that group? The group's called the Clique. The Clique formed initially in Austin, Texas, and they were called the Roustabouts. They then moved over to Houston and changed their name to the Sandpipers, and then in 1967 they changed their name to the Clique. Their first hit was on a small label called Cinema Records, and that was a cover of a 13th Floor Elevator song called Splash One. It went number 1 in Houston, so it was a local hit for the group. Well, they signed with Scepter Records, and then later on, they signed with White Whale Records, which was the Turtles label, the label that the Turtles were on. They released 2 singles in 1969. One was called I'll Hold Out My Hand, and the other is called Sugar on Sunday. They were also both on their 1969 album called The Clique. Sugar on Sunday actually became a nationwide hit. It went to number 22 on the Billboard HOT 100 singles chart. So it was a big hit for them. Just like I said, if Tommy James would have released that song, it would have been in the top 10 because they were a well-known group. The Clique, nobody ever heard of them before, yet they released it and got to number 22 on Billboard's HOT 100 singles chart. So I thought it'd be kind of fun to compare the two versions. I love comparisons. I haven't done one in quite a while, so I thought here'd be a perfect opportunity to hear how Tommy James and the Shondells initially did Sugar on Sunday, and then a year later, the Clique released it as a single and have a top 40 hit with it. So here we go with the Tommy James version, and we're going to follow it up with the Clique version.
I'm darling, I'm darling. But we haven't got time. 'Cause I'll be gone in the sunshine. Oh my love, you've been good to me. I'm darling, I'm darling. Could love you so easily. I'm darling, I'm darling. But what can I do now? And I'm telling you now, I'm only sugar on Sunday. I'm leaving on Monday. Only got one day to love me, yeah. Sugar on Sunday. I'm leaving on Monday. I'll be your man tonight.
Okay, stop right here. It has all the tinges of psychedelic music in this song. I mean, they use every kind of gag or piece of sound they can to get this thing to be psychedelic. Starts out with that harpsichord sound, then they have that fuzzed out guitar, some drumming comes in. The vocals are kind of phased as well, so you get this phased effect, which was used a lot in psychedelic music. Just great song, and I kind of like the lyrics where he's sugar on Sunday. He's only there for this girl on Sunday, and then on Monday he leaves, and so she gets him one day a week. I think that's kind of a unique set of lyrics. But I love this song because of all of the techniques that they use in the song to make it sound psychedelic. I just think that's just really, really good. And like I said, I like the harpsichord and especially the phased vocals. I think the phased vocals are key to this song. I think that's what really sets it off as psychedelic. Let's keep on going.
And the night is never too late. I'm darling, love me now before it's too late. I'm darling, but we haven't got time. I'll be gone in the sunshine. I'm only sugar on Sunday. I'm leaving on Monday. Only got one day to love me, yeah. Sugar on Sunday. I'm leaving on Monday. I'll be your man. Oh, sugar on Sunday. I'm leaving on Monday. Only got one day to love me, yeah. Sugar on Sunday. I'm leaving on Monday. Only got one day to love me, yeah. Sugar on Sunday. I'm leaving on Monday. Only got one day to love me, yeah. Sugar on Sunday, I'm leaving on Monday. Only got one day to love me, yeah. Sugar on Sunday, I'm leaving on
Excellent. Excellent. Love that track. Just love that. Like I said, the whole album, the Crimson and Clover album by Tommy James The Shondells, that whole album is just phenomenal. But there's so many of these good tracks where they're like I said, they moved into psychedelic music. And even though that was kind of a sunshine pop song, because that's what they're kind of known for, um, it still had that real psychedelic sound. They use a lot of psychedelic techniques, fuzzed guitar, the harpsichord. I mean, the vocals, phased vocals. And then when they went into into the refrain, they had that section where they're going wow, 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 wow. That too, very psychedelic. Just love the track. It's just a really neat song. Kind of interesting lyrics as well from Tommy James and Mike Vale. The bass in there was really tight. If you listen to the bass lines in there, that was really kind of tight. And then the drumming was just keeping the beat alive in the song. So great song, great song. Like I said, it should have been released as a single. I was always wondering, why wasn't this thing released as a single? And here we have the Clique saying, yeah, that should be released as a single, so we're going to do it. And here's the Clique's version of Sugar on Sunday, released a year after Tommy James and Shondells released their version.
Oh, the night is slipping away. Femme jolie, femme jolie. And there's still so much left to say. Femme jolie, femme jolie. Oh, we haven't got time. 'Cause I'll be gone in the sunshine. My love, you've been good to me. Femme jolie, femme jolie. I could love you so easily. Femme jolie, femme jolie. Oh, what can I do now? Then I'll tell you now. I'm only sugar on Sunday, only that on Monday. Only got one day to love me, yeah. Sugar on Sunday, I'm leaving on Monday. I'm leaving tonight.
Okay, very similar. I mean, they really took the Tommy James version and sort of like produced it, overproduced it. I mean, they really have a lot of production in this version, I think, that Tommy James and the Shondells didn't have. It starts out with the keyboard that sounds a little like a harpsichord, but then it gets into more of an organ sound. Heavy bass and drum on this. I mean, that drum just pops out right in the beginning, and that bass is just driving this song. You got the lead guitar, not as fuzzed as what we had in the Tommy James. It's just not as fuzzed. It's more of a straight guitar. The vocals, I think, are a little cleaner as well, because you can really make out the part where they go femme jolie, femme jolie. You can really make that out. In the Tommy James, it's real hard to make out what they're saying there. So I think the vocals, again, they really brought those out to have you hear the lyrics more clearly. And then I think when they get into the phased part, where they do the phased vocals, it's not as long. And then they get into the refrain, and I think the refrain, the guy's voice is really tight. He has a really clean voice on there as well. So I think the production on the Clique's version after Tommy James and Shondells produced theirs, I think it has a higher level of production, and it's a cleaner sounding song than the Tommy James. I love the Tommy James, don't get me wrong. I think that's a great song. But I think this one here is got a little bit more of a oomph to it, and that's why I think it got to number 22 on Billboard's Hot 100 Singles chart from a group nobody ever heard of before. So let's keep on going and see where this goes.
Love me now before it's too late.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I really like this version of the song. Again, like I said, I'm a big fan of Tommy James and Shondells. Love their version from Crimson and Clover, but I think the Clique actually made it a better version of the song, made a better version of the song. It's not as psychedelic as Tommy James was. This is more of a pop song by the Clique, but that driving bass in there and the drumming is just intense on this song, and I think it adds a lot to it. There's also some really good background vocals on this version. Um, and like I said, the lead vocalist was much clearer on singing the lyrics. You could make out every word as he was singing them along. While Tommy James and Shondell, there's parts of it you're going, what is he saying there? I'm not sure what he's saying there. But this is really kind of a cool version of the song. I just think that the Clique, I think this was their only really big hit that they had, and then they kind of drifted into nowhere. But they redid the album. Here's the cover of the redid album that was released on compact disc, and it's kind of one of those albums that very much unknown, but there's this collector group out there that loves this kind of music where it's hard to find, it's unique, it's different, it's by a small group that a lot of people never heard of. But I just really love this version of the song as well. I think they took Tommy James and they said, we can really make this into a hit, which Tommy James should have done, and we'll just brighten it up a lot. I mean, they really put a lot of production into this version, and I think it shows. As I said, it's just so clean. It's such a clean version of the song, and with that driving bass and drum in there, it's like perfect. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you enjoyed the comparison of Sugar on Sunday, the original version by Tommy James and the Shondells, and then the Clique, who a year later covered it, released it as a single, and had a top 40 hit with it. If you did, hit that like button. That'd be really appreciated. That's an old thumbs up button. If you have any comments about Tommy James and the Shondells or the Clique doing the song Sugar on Sunday, put in the comments below. That'd also be really appreciated. Now I'm going to take a link to both videos, put in my description below. So if you want to watch them again, hear the song again without me stopping it, hit that link. They'll open up and play for you. I'm also going to put a link to the channels that upload these videos in my description below. So you might want to check out those channels, see if they have anything else you might want to watch. Now, have you subscribed to Driving with Todd? If you haven't, why don't you do it right now? Go below my video. I know you still have it open. Hit that subscribe button. You'll be making me very happy. If you go over here and ring the bell, you'll get updates to my latest videos. Yeah, I just was thinking about this song, and I'm going, there's several versions. There's not a lot of versions of this song out there. There's like 6 or 8 or something like that. But I thought, I know one was a hit. Let's see what that was. That's right, it was the Clique. Let's compare it to the original version, and here we are. It put a big smile on my face. I'm hoping to put a big smile on your face. And peace out, baby.